Do you mind if I just take the first 10 seconds of every video to just smile and laugh? So hello everyone, thank you for joining me for this Wednesday 11/11 live broadcast here in the private Facebook community. If you're watching on YouTube in replay, go into the video description and click the button to join us in this private community where there are over 4,000 gorgeous, compassionate, loving souls who will never ever do you dirty, because if they do, I will block their ass. I will do that swiftly. So everyone behaves and acts loving and wonderful in this group all the time. And I aim to make it a safe place for everyone. Seriously, a safe space, no matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like, what body size you have, what mental illness you're dealing with, what kind of disability you are living with. I aim to make this a safe space for all. So if there is some dirty dealings going on, you let me know, because I will correct, block, delete. Today we're talking about how I cope with depression and depressive thoughts and feelings, how I do stuff every day, even when dealing with all of the stuff that goes along with living in the world as a thinking, feeling person, and also someone who has depression, who has been living with depression and anxiety almost her whole life, if not her whole life. And look, everyone's medicine is different. And I only share my own medicine here in hopes that you can get some inspiration to maybe try it out and see if it works for you, but to find what works for you on your own by using your own resources, your own connections, you know, whatever it is that helps you to live in this world that is safe and self-nourishing. I encourage that. So I have what I use, and I offer it only as maybe something you want to pick up, or maybe something that you say, no, that's definitely not for me, and I'm going to push it aside. So just know that that's the spirit in which I offer everything that I say here, including meditation. I don't give a shit if you meditate. I just want you to connect with yourself every single day in a way that's meaningful and self-nourishing. So this is what I do. This is how I deal with my own depressive thoughts, negative feelings, days that I'm feeling blue. I have been diagnosed with depression in the past. It is something that I live with every day in varying degrees, in varying intensities. And what you're witnessing right now, this live broadcast, is one of the ways that I deal with it. One of the ways that I cope with it is by showing up in service to other people and then also receiving love and acknowledgement from other people. So in the video description, I did name 3 things: how to create a success plan, a daily success plan, how to find accountability partners, right? And what was the 3rd thing? If someone wants to put that in the comments. If someone wants to put that in the comments, that would be really awesome. But I'll start while I'm waiting for that, how to create a daily success plan. So this is an easy thing to think about, not so easy to execute. I have areas of my life, pause for one moment. Annie, it's my 4-year-old, is outside my door right now making noise. Thank you. She's like, okay. So there are 3 areas of my life that I am focused on right now where I want to see improvement and that I have the most struggle, right? So it's relationships, specifically with my kids, work life, and health. And I'm sure that a lot of you can relate with that. Okay, so let me see what Ian said. Thank you, Ian. How to create a daily success plan, using promises to keep you on track, and enlisting accountability partners. Okay, so the using promises goes with the how to create a daily success plan. So what I do for myself is that if I know that I can show up for myself in ways that are meaningful, that bring a feeling of connection to self and that are also self-nourishing every single day, then I can declare success for that day and feel good. So 3 areas of my life that I'm working on: relationships, health, and work life. I create promises to myself in those areas that are small and achievable, like small, doable, achievable every single day. And I'll give you an example. So for relationships, I have no yelling. Yelling is not allowed. And there's other things that go under that because I'm kind of far along on this journey. So I have a lot of like promises that I keep to myself in that area. But the number one that I started with was no yelling. Depression, for a lot of us, can make us very irritable and intolerant to things that aren't going our way. So yelling was one of the things that I did a lot in reaction to adversity, to conflict, to tension with my kids. So I created a promise not to yell. So that's a relationship one with my kids. For my health, I was having a lot of trouble sleeping and eating late. That was creating that trouble sleeping. And I practice intermittent fasting. So I made a promise to myself to eat between 11 and 7 every single day. That was a promise that I kept to myself because I knew that it was a way that, or that was something that was nourishing. And this is an important point to make, that all of these promises are about self-care and are about getting to a goal for my health, my general wellness, my spiritual, my emotional health. It's not like go to work every day, right? Like there's stuff that we have to do that doesn't necessarily feel nourishing. So that's the nuance about those rules or promises. And then the third promise for work life is to show up consistently for my community. And that kind of goes with relationships too, because my work life and my community, my social life has a lot to do with each other. And I show up in service in my work, and that also makes me feel good. So I made a commitment to show up on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I've made other commitments before. You've seen them, and they change over time, which is fine. Like changing your mind is cool too. But I made a commitment to show up on Mondays and Wednesdays for these live broadcasts because that feels nourishing to me, and that feels like it's bringing me toward a goal. So I have these promises. And if it's not a Monday or a Wednesday, there's other ways that I show up and work. Again, I have this long list. I have these promises that I make to myself. And every single day, I make sure to check those boxes, no matter how I'm feeling. And what's beautiful about these promises is that they are things that I can practice even in the midst of feeling depressive thoughts, negative thoughts, feeling blue, feeling tired. These are things that I can still do because it's not a lot of doing. It's more of stuff that I'm refusing to participate in because I know it's going to make the situation worse. So like not yelling is something that I can do. And sometimes I break those promises. Sometimes I break those promises to myself. And there's a process of forgiveness that goes along with that. So if you watched Monday's video, there was a meditation for self-forgiveness that I offered to you. There's a practice of affirming what is real and true. And one of my affirmations that I recite often and that I write down and I remind myself with is that I am not my feelings. I have feelings. I am not depression or anxiety. I have depression and anxiety. I am not my mistakes. I just make them sometimes, right? I am not my mistakes. The third thing that I listed in the video description is enlisting the help of accountability partners. And that goes hand in hand with the promises. So I make these promises and I forgive myself when I don't do them. And I'm going to talk about what happens when I don't do them in another video because I don't want to overwhelm you today. But I enlist the help of accountability partners that I connect with on a regular basis for a daily dump. For a daily dump. So if you imagine how you eat every single day and you digest every single day, and hopefully you're pooping every day. Hopefully that's happening every day. You're removing the toxins and the stuff that you don't need from your body. Well, any kind of negative feelings, depressive thoughts, things that I'm telling myself that are unkind, they need to go too. So I have an accountability partner that I check in with every single day, no matter what, to have that purge. Now, my hair is crazy, so I keep playing with it because I woke up this way. So here's the deal with my accountability partner. It's not just one-sided. I also receive and hold space for that person too and their daily purge. But one of the beautiful things about our purge is we actually don't have to read them. We just have to do them. So I don't have to read hers and she doesn't have to read mine. It's just the act of knowing that someone else is receiving this information. So I'm not living by myself. I'm not living in my own little sad bubble. And what starts to happen as you dump the stuff that you don't need, the waste, you start to see other stories come up. You start to also share what happened good. Because in the act of sharing with someone else, and because you're not a selfish person who just wants to dump all your stuff on somebody, you want to share what's good. So you enlist the help of an accountability partner. And that can be a person, it could be a community, like you could do it in here. But in receiving that person's dump too, you're also showing up in service, which is a beautiful medicine for feeling insignificant, for feeling hopeless. Service is beautiful medicine, is potent medicine for hopelessness or for not feeling like you have something to give. One moment. Just come here and hang out with me. She's been outside the door. I could hear her shuffling this entire time. Come on. Come on. Welcome, Annie. So in creating promises to myself that are achievable every single day and that I can check off on a list, it creates a success plan where I can say every single day I've had success. And when I mess up, I forgive myself, and that's fine too. I say that my mistakes, my thoughts, my feelings, my anxiety, my depression are not me. They are separate from me. They're a thing that I can deal with and manage, correct, and every single day I have a new opportunity to do that. So that's why the promises are really important, because it gives you something static to return to and say, if I mess up one day, I can return to it the next. And then with the accountability partner, it keeps me showing up. Like you all are my accountability partner. Every single Monday and Wednesday. And then on the days in between when I'm just in here just communicating with you, I am able to be in service and also to receive love, acknowledgement, attention. As Annie loves so much. I'm able to do all that. And no matter what I'm feeling, I know if I've done that, then I've done something good. I've done something worthwhile. I've done something in service, which is the best medicine for hopelessness, often. Okay, you have to be quiet, honey, because I'm doing this. All right, I'm going to go because I don't think I'm going to be able to hold on to her much longer because she's just this. So I'll see you on Monday with a meditation. Thank you so much for showing up. Sorry about the interruptions, and I will talk to you in the group. I know, motherhood, right?